there could be.
There could be.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's true or false.
No one knows the
honestly.
answer to that. False.
That is not accurate.
No way.
Yes. I don't think so.
Although love Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, why not?
Don't get me wrong.
Maybe now that I think of it, yeah.
False.
No.
That's a very Neil Patrick Harris
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
That's not
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not the coolest guy, but I'm not magician cool. True.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I really wish that were
I do
true.
too.
But we all know he has one named Jason Segel.
Exactly.
False.
I think he can ride a bike. You
You're
can't
right,
ride a
I
bike?
cannot ride a bike.
Whoa, Billy.
I do not ride a bike.
I'll teach you.
Oh, well, that's our sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
False.
That would have been good. False?
That's false, but that's close because I really could. Yeah. I don't, but I would.
I could think about that, yeah.
If you can get me one,
Yeah,
I'll buy
exactly.
it.
If
Yeah.
you have an eBay account.
True.
It is true.
Yeah.
False, I think.
False.
That would have come up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. The truth
There
is,
honestly,
I
there
don't-
could be.
There could be.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
that's true or false.
No one knows the
honestly.
answer to
Yeah,
that.
just James might not know.
Shock
Shock.
and
Shock and awe.
wonder
Yeah. It was
and
thrilling.
delight and terrifying feelings.
Yeah. We did not act with Beyonce.
We were not with Beyonce in the room.
Yes.
Sorry.
I requested not to be.
Yeah. We didn't want to intimidate
Exactly.
her. Yeah.
Just really excited, basically. Just really thrilled about it. And, I was just a huge fan of the original Lion King. And so such a great opportunity to bring this, to refocus energy on the Lion King and then to tell the story in a slightly different way. And then obviously with what Jon Favreau was talking about in terms of how it would visually look, I just thought it was an amazing kind of technical achievement. So I was just thrilled to get involved.
A lot of really talented people have been cast in this one, and obviously Beyonce, I thought like, oh, okay, another really excited. I mean, I was very excited about it because I love her voice, and we know that this film has some beautiful songs in it, and having all these people singing these songs, I think that's nice.
Well, the music has been updated with Beyonce. There's the addition of Beyonce, which has never made anything worse, I don't think. A lot of, our scene specifically, Timon and Pumbaa, we tried to add a lot of new humor to the movie.
A lot of new jokes.
A lot of new jokes, yeah.
The differences are the look of the film is one of the major differences, and so this is really very realistic, sort of hyper realistic, and so you really get a sense of being there amongst these lions, which is amazing. I mean, and it's so sort of next generational that it's sort of stunning to look at and to and then to be a part of, and then with that, everything else sort of fits around that in a way. Like these characters are adapted to feel more like they're in that space and in this sort of new and different space. We still don't really know what to call it in a way because it's so sort of new and kind of cutting edge, all of this. Different things and different themes will occur to people and they'll engage with it in a slightly different way, I think.
We had a lot of improv in our version, and a lot of it ended up in the movie. So
I'd say the vast majority
Yeah.
of what we say in the film was improvised. If
Agreed.
not, almost everything that isn't from the original was improvised, yeah.
we got to record together, which is very rare for movies like this, but you could really feel it in the movie. We're reacting to each other in real time. We're playing off of each other. Donald Glover, too, was there when we did Hakuna Matata, and it really helped us.
Well, when I started working on the project, I was working in a black box, which is like a black room, and we were mic'd, And we, at that time, still had our scripts like on a tablet so that we don't make noises when we change the pages. But we were allowed to walk around and work in that space, you know? And that felt like working in the theater, and that was fun because you could really get into the character. You were not, or you could be free to play an animal, to become that animal, and it felt very safe, and it was fun.
Probably a lot of things that we can't say on
Yeah,
TV
exactly.
that would never end up in The Lion King. But that really made us laugh.
Really made us laugh very hard at the notion that maybe one day that would be uncovered. There was a lot of times John would be like, like we're recording right now.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing about these voice acting jobs is that you can actually laugh and then go back and just reset, which is not the case in a traditional live action movie.
No,
so.
yeah, you're ruining a lot when you laugh.
Yeah. There was some pressure at the beginning, but we were all there together, and we had Jon Favreau and Pharrell and Hans Zimmer, and we just had fun at the end of the day. We sang Hakuna Matata 1,000 times.
Literally.
And made new jokes every single time, and somehow John went in and selected his favorite takes, and that's what you're seeing.
Well, it's as much, in a way, as much pressure as all of it, and you feel excited and you feel a little nervous about it. When I heard the arrangement the first time, I was just very thrilled because it just sat very strongly within what we had all kind of been discussing about about how Scar would feel in this one, that sort of psychological digging and what that meant, and this sort of malevolent spirit, but sort of tortured, and it really captured all of those things. So I was very excited about it.
Oh, wow.
There is a Lion King 1.5.
There's a Lion King 1.5. I think that's just Timon and Pumbaa.
It is Timon and Pumbaa, yeah. So we are in.
We're ready.
Yes.
We're ready for any and all spin-offs and sequels.
Exactly.
Maybe they, I don't know. Anything I'm going to say, I'm going to censor myself.
Exactly, I know.
Right now.
I thought of 200 things.
Yeah, I thought of 300 things that Twitter would have erupted
exactly.
if I had said any of them.
Kicked off this press tour.
Maybe the story before that happened, like everything between, but I ate you.
So they say.
Oh man, Shenzi. You know what, with her, to be honest, I think she can still change. I think with some good therapy, she can fit, or make at least the hyenas fit into the whole rest of, yeah.
Well, they're remaking all of them.
Exactly.
So
we could actually do it, yeah.
Are they making Oliver and Company again? Is that Disney? I don't even know. I'm losing it.
Newsies?
Newsies? Oh, we would be great.
Me and Billy would be good Newsies.
The oldest Newsies.
Exactly. Hey, kids.
Hear ye, hear ye. Is that what they say in that? I don't know. When Mufasa dies and Simba realizes and sits next to him,
It's so brutal.
So brutal.
It's really
so
sad. Yeah, really sad.
I have a lot of moments. I get tears when I watch The Circle of Life, when the whole movie starts. I laugh when I listen to Timon and Pumbaa.
From the very first sound, it's a kind of so emotionally charged and transportive experience of all of that sort of sense and energy of the Lion King sort of flooding back, and that connection. I love the fact that it's a film that is set on the continent, and when I was young, and there still isn't that much content that's set in Africa, but when I was younger and watched the film for the first time, there was even less, and I just remember that being so important to myself, my family, just that sort of representation, and that the musical quality of that being really a really strong connection. So as soon as it opens, I feel all of those kind of emotions.
Well, I like both. I always loved playing animals, but I also like running around like a warrior. I love training for warrior. And and it's just, I love fantasy. Because I always feel included, back in the days or even now, I think it's always diverse.
Well, I think I approach both of them, in a kind of similar way, and just try to get into understanding where a character is coming from, and just digging into that psychology a little bit and seeing what comes out. It's different when you can only use your voice to communicate all these things, but in some ways the preparation kind of the same.